When you think about the show Newhart, which aired on CBS for most of the 80s, there are lots of wonderful and zany characters that almost immediately spring to mind. One character, however, that was always present, but was maybe just a little less over the top, was Mary Frann's Joanna Loudon, who episode after episode was a strong and supportive wife to Bob Newhart's Dick Loudon character. I was watching an interview with Mary Frann that was conducted right before the series premiere, and the interviewer asked her how she planned to top the comedic antics of Bob Newhart and the rest of the show's supporting cast, and I was really impressed with her response. In that interview, Mary said that she wasn't going to try to top anyone. Instead, she was just excited to be there with Bob and the rest of the cast. She pointed out to the interviewer that good comedy is about working with the other people on stage. Yep, just based on that one interview, it was clear to me that Bob had found the right person to play his wife. Of course, I didn't form my opinion about Mary from that interview at all, because I have always been a big fan of Bob Newhart and both of his classic sitcoms that ran during the 70s and 80s. Newhart wasn't Mary's first TV gig. By the time that she had landed the role in Newhart, Mary had been in the industry for more than a decade. She'd guest starred on shows like That Girl, Quincy, The Rockford Files, Fantasy Island, and WKRP in Cincinnati. And it wasn't just guest starring appearances that made her such a common sight on TV in the 70s. In fact, Mary spent a good portion of the 70s on NBC's classic daytime soap opera, Days of Our Lives. And even before all the TV stuff, Mary had been receiving accolades for her strong stage presence, winning the 1961 Junior Miss Pageant while representing the great state of Missouri. So during the 80s, Mary had the opportunity to pay it forward, to co-host the very same pageant. She felt a strong debt of gratitude to her beauty pageant past, and would also lend her support to other events like Miss USA and Miss Universe. Shortly after Newhart ended, Frann was cast as Clementine Duke in the miniseries Lucky Chances, which was based on a couple of Jackie Collins novels. The role was a big change from the Joanna Loudon character that fans had come to identify her as, and quite frankly, many were surprised. Around the time that the show was broadcast, Frann told the Los Angeles Times, "I thought it would be outrageous, flamboyant, and glamorous. I wanted to remind people that I was capable of playing many different roles." And while Frann was right, there were indeed other roles that were out there for her. Unfortunately for both her as well as those of us who are her fans, none of those roles were as memorable as her time playing Joanna Loudon. How could they be? Sure, they showcased her talents as an actress, but those roles were one-time appearances, and none of them afforded us the ability to care for her in the same manner that we did when she was welcoming guests to the Stratford in lovely Vermont. Of course, Mary's on-screen appearances after Newhart are somewhat limited because in 1998 she abruptly passed away in her sleep. From everything that I've read, Mary was in relatively good health. However, she had been rigorously dieting and exercising as she prepared for a possible wedding in her future. Whether or not that played into her death is merely speculation. Mary Frann was just 55 years old. You know, it was a short life, way too short, but Mary lived her life the right way. In addition to entertaining us all, Mary gave of herself. She was a co-founder of the Celebrity Action Council, which is a Los Angeles-based charity that works to help homeless women and their families find shelter and food. In fact, the evening before her passing, Mary had been volunteering at the Los Angeles Mission. You know, the lady truly was beautiful, inside and out. So that's it. Let's close with this picture, which is a relatively early TV appearance by Mary on one of my favorite TV shows. Can you tell what it is? If so, let me know in the comments section, and please share your memories with me there as well. I love reading your comments. And while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.